Good morning, students. Today's class we are going to the last chapter, Prose 6, on the rule of the road by A.J. Gardiner. Let us move on to the last chapter, Prose on the rule of the road, written by A.J. Gardiner. Take your book, page number 177. Okay, let us move on to about the author. A.J. Gardiner is the full name as Alfred George Gardiner. Okay, A.J. Gardiner, Alfred George Gardiner. He was born in the year 1865 and died on 1946. Okay, and the place of Chelmsford at UK. Right, in the place of Chelmsford at UK he was born, and he is a British journalist and an author also. Right, and his essays are on habits, on being tidy, on talk and talkers, or his essays, and other works. He has written many other works, and that is the Pillars of the Society and Pebbles on the Shore, or the other works. Okay, now move on to about the author. Take the page number 179. Let us move on to about the author. Right, okay. Alfred George Gardiner was a British journalist and author. So already I told you about Alfred George Gardiner. He is a British journalist and also an author. Right? He was a prolific essayist, and his style and subject matter easily qualified him to be categorized as what the English would call a very civilized gentleman. So as he is an essayist and he is a writer, his essays and writings, everything, how it should be, means very simple and easiest for the readers, right? So what he is called as, he is the gentleman of the civilized persons, right? So easily as his essays, everything is going and reaching the people, so he will be called as a civilized for the gentleman, right? So this is famous for him. And his essays include, what are the essays I have said already? On habits, on being tidy, on talk and talkers. These are the essays he has written, and was included in one of the Gardiner's compilation titled Leaves in the Winds. So this is where it is compiled together in the book. Leaves in the Wind is the heading of that, and was published under his pseudonym. Pseudonym means, what is meant by pseudonym? His pen name, right? So writers, they have their another one name for their writings. Everybody they will be having, that will be called as a pseudonym. That is pen name he has. So in that name only he has written, what is that name? Alpha of the Plough, right? Underline the word alpha of the plough. That is the thing. He has written the Leaves in the Wind in that name, right? Okay. So already I told you about his other works, that is the Pillars of the Society and Pebbles on the Shore, are the other works he has written, right? So now you know about Alfred George Gardiner. Let us move on to the lesson on the rule of the road, right, by A.J. Gardiner. What is the heading? On the rule of the road, right? So now everyone, you have heard of the rules and regulations, right? Where are the places you have heard of these rules and regulations? Yeah, in schools you have lot of rules, right? Whether you like to follow the rules in the schools? No, many rules you don't like. You wanted to change some rules, right? Okay. And whether you like to follow some rules in the traffic? Yeah, we have lot of rules and regulations in the traffic. Wear helmet, have the license and then to drive. So like this, below the age of 18 you should not drive the vehicle. So like this, many rules and regulations are there in the society, right? Yeah. So but you people won't like to follow these rules, is it? Whether you like to follow these rules? No. Even the small instructions what is given in the schools also, you people won't like to follow. So right. So now we are going to see about what is that on the rule of the road. So there is some rules in the road, right? So what are the rules we are going to follow in the road? What rules? Yeah, some of the rules which you have to go, only on the pedestrians you have to walk, right? So you should not cross the road without signal informations, okay? And helmet is must. Like this, many other rules are there when you have to follow when you are driving or when you are walking on the road, right? So about that only we are going to see in this lesson on the rule of the road. Clear? So many rules and regulations, it will be making you to be a perfect, and sometimes you don't like that rules, right? So such things we are going to see about what is personal liberty, freedom, and what is the public liberty we are going to see, right? What is personal freedom? You have freedom to do lot of works, is it? You can walk wherever you like. You will say it is my freedom to go there and here, like that, is it? And public liberty, what is meant by public liberty? In the public place, how you have to follow, right? So whether you can, as you wish, you cannot go and enjoy in the place of public, right? So the people will be scolding you, there is a police will be coming asking you to stop your works if you are doing unnecessarily in the place of public, right? So like this, we have to separate some instructions, some situations I am going to give you. You have to separate that. Is it a personal freedom or it is a public liberty? You are going to split that. Okay. So I am going to give you some situations. You can think it on that. So here, coloring the hair red. So nowadays, a very stylish way people are able to color your head in the parlor, right? So you are going to color your head according to your wish. So it comes under the personal freedom, or it is disturbing the public. Whether it is going to disturb any towards the public. If you color your hair, is it a disturbance for others? It is not going to disturb any others, means you can write that in the personal freedom, right? It is your own personal. However, it is your appearance. You are going to color it. You are going to make it in a very designed manner. Whatever it does has, what you are going to do? It is your own wish, right? It is a personal freedom. It is not going to affect the thing. And another one situation, let me give you, hearing the music. So when you are able to hear your music with using the headphones, whether it is going to disturb anyone. If it is not going to disturb anyone, you can write that in your personal freedom. And next situation is having a skating. Skating is your own wish. You can drive in your own area, your own place. You are going to skate and it is not going to disturb any other persons, right? Okay, cycling on the isolated road. So if it is separate places there you are going and cycling, whether it is going to disturb any person. If it is no, you can write it in the personal freedom. And next one is public liberty. I am going to give you something. So that is talking over the phone in the public place, very louder. You are in the common place, that you are going to have your mobile phones and in a very louder voice you are talking to someone. Whether it will be disturbance for the public people. Yeah, if it is a disturbance, you can write that in the public liberty. And next one is using the mobile phone while driving. So many people, you might have seen the persons while driving, they are using the mobile phones, right? So that, whether it is a disturbance for the others, yeah, mostly it may occur into an accident. So this kind of liberty is, whether it is a public liberty or personal liberty, you are going to split and write, right? So let us move on to the warm-up first. Take the page. From the pictures given below, identify the actions that may cause inconvenience and discomfort to others. Discuss. So what are the pictures it is given here? You can see that what are the pictures is going to make the persons very discomfortable, uncomfortable. It is making to that one you can make it mention there, right? So first one is talking over the phone in the public place. Whether it is a personal one, it is whether it is going to affect the public or not. Yeah, it will be affecting the public, right? So you can mention that in the public liberty. Second one is driving over and making a call. That is also will be affecting into an accident, right? Third one is coloring your hair. That is, it is your personal freedom. Doesn't matter. It is not going to hurt any others. So it is your own wish. And the fourth one is hearing the music. Using the headphone and hearing the music, it is not going to affect any person. So you can write that in the personal freedom. Next one is skating, and the next one is cycling on the isolated road. This is not going to hurt anyone. So it comes under the personal freedom. So you understood what are the things will be coming in the place of personal freedom and public liberty, right? So classify these pictures to show what they depict, personal freedom or public liberty. So in the place of that you can write, first one it is given already personal freedom, it is given coloring the hair red. That is given already. So next point you can write hearing the music. Go for writing that. Hearing the music. Next, third point, skating. In the personal freedom you can write skating. And fourth point you can write cycling on the isolated road. Cycling on the isolated road. Okay. Next heading, public liberty, you can write talking over the phone in public hall. Talking over the phone in public hall. And using mobile phones while driving. Using mobile phone while driving. So the warm up you have completed, right? So now you understood what is personal freedom and what is public liberty, right? So whatever you are without hurting others, if you are doing, it will be called as a personal freedom. And if it is a disturbance for the others, it will be called as a public liberty, right? So many of the school uniforms or these all the rules and regulations which you don't follow, everything, what it is going to happen? It becomes under the place of public liberty, because it is going to not only your appearance, not only your dressings, it is going to hurt the other children also, right? So you should not do such an activity. So this is the instruction it is giving in the schools, right? So you have to follow, if it is in a public place, how the dressing it should be done in the public or in the schools, how it is asked to do, you have to follow that, right? So in the public place, in the schools, if your color is coming, it is a disturbance for the other students. So if you are coloring your hair red, or if you are straightening your hair, or if you are curling your hair, whatever you wanted there, you can do it if you are at home, right? If you are coming to school, what will happen? It will be disturbance for the other children also. So what you have to do, you have to avoid that. This is the thing, instruction, basic instructions we are going to learn from this lesson. Clear? Okay, now let us move on to the lesson. Take a book and I will go for the lesson. Let us start that. A stout old lady was walking with her basket down the middle of a street in the Petrograd, to the great confusions of the traffic and with no small peril to herself. So now we are going to start that lesson. We are going to see about the lady who is a stout old lady. So we are going to see about a stout old lady. You can see in that nearby picture also what the lady is doing. She is walking on that middle of the street in the place of Petrograd is a place, right? In that street, in the Petrograd street, what she is doing, a stout old lady walking with her basket in the middle of the street. So have you seen any persons walking in the middle of the street like this? Very rare, right? No persons, all the people, they will be walking in the proper pedestrians where they have to walk, that place they will be walking, right? So nobody will be crossing in between and they will not be walking. Few will be there to disturb that, right? So where the vehicle has to go, that place the vehicle has to move. And the people in between, if they come, what will happen? There will be an accident may occur, right? So now we are going to see about a lady who is walking with the basket where? In the middle of the street in the place of Petrograd. So what she is doing, she is making that confusion. Confusion means making a mess in the traffic, right? So it will be collapsed down, right? So like that places with no small peril to herself. What do you mean by peril? Risk. But she is walking very casually in that street. There is no any risk is taken for her. She is walking very casually. Nothing is going to happen to her. Very casually she is walking on that place. It was pointed out to her that the pavement was the place for pedestrians, but she replied, I am going to walk where I like. Where we have got liberty now. So the people, whoever is looking into this, what they are doing, they are pointing out to that lady and they are telling that there is a place for the pedestrians. Pedestrians means, what is meant by pedestrians? The person who can walk on the streets, there is a place separately that they can walk, right? So this is the place you have to walk like that. Somebody is pointing out and they are telling to this old lady. So when somebody is instructing or somebody is giving a information to you, what you suddenly you will reply. So if somebody is in the, we go on this example of the school itself. So if somebody is giving instructions, this is the school rules you have to follow like this. When somebody is telling what the reply you will say, it is my uniform. It is my hair. I will cut according to my wish. This is my dress. So this is the reply usually you used to give, right? Is it or not? Yes. So this lady, old lady also, what she is going to tell, she is replying to the people who is pointing out that she has to walk in the pedestrians. What she is replying, I am going to walk where I like. So wherever she wants, she will be walking. That is her freedom she got. So we have got liberty now. So what she is replying, now we have got liberty, then why you are asking me to walk in the particular place? It is my liberty wherever I can walk. That is the reply the lady is giving to the people. It do not occur to the dear old lady that if liberty entitled the pedestrian to walk down the middle of the road, then the end of such liberty would be a universal choice. Choice means it is a confusions. So totally it is going to get confusions. So you can imagine that if this lady is telling according to that, it is my wish. Wherever I wanted, I will be walking through that way, she is replying. Imagine that each and every people in the road, if they reply like this, what will happen? Can you imagine? So each and every person, whoever is walking on that way, if they are replying like this, it is my wish, my way, wherever I wanted, I will be walking. If they reply, what will happen? There will become a very great confusions. There will be a very great choice, a universal choice. A great confusions will be there in the place. The people who wanted to drive the car will not be able to walk. The people who wanted to walk will not be able to walk it properly. So there will be a lot of disturbance in that place, right? So like this it will happen. So what we have to do, we have to follow the rules properly, right? This is the instruction is going to be given in this lesson. What is that? On the rule of the road. What is that? We cannot say that it is my wish, wherever I wanted to go, I can go like this. If the person is telling, then every person will start to say the same thing and it will become a universal choice. Universal choice means what I have said? Confusion, right? Underline the word and write the meaning. Choice means confusion. Clear? Okay. So let us move on to the next paragraph. Everybody would be getting in everybody else's way and nobody would get anywhere. So what will happen if everybody is getting into everybody's ways? So if the people is going on the street, means the person who is driving on the road, they also will come to the people where they wanted to walk, means everybody will get into a confusions, right? So everybody has to go in their own way. Right? The people who has to walk in the pedestrian has to walk only on that. The people has to drive on the road will go on that way. So if it is changed, if it is exchanged, what will happen? It will get into a confusions, right? And individual liberty would have become social anarchy. So what will happen if individual person is doing their work? It is my liberty, it is my freedom. If the person says, what will happen? It will become a social anarchy, means it will get into their peace of mind, everything will be collapsed up. So lawlessness, anarchy means there is a lawlessness. Without law, they will be able to follow that, right? So this will happen for that. So what we have to do? Individual liberty, we should be proper way. There is a danger of the world getting liberty drunk in these days, like the old lady with the basket, and it is just as well to remind ourselves of what the rule of the road means. It means that in order that liberties of all may be preserved, the liberties of everybody must be curtailed. So now we have seen about one lady, old lady with a basket. She is just doing her own self. She is not moving in her proper way where she has to walk. She is going according to that. So it means, what is that means? The rule of the road, what does it mean is, we have each and everybody, they took their own liberty, means it will be collapsed. So what we have to do? We have to curtail. What is meant by curtail? Reduced. So you have to reduce your own personal liberty, right? So everybody, it is my liberty, my freedom. If you say, it will not be good in the society. So what we have to do? We have to cut short. We have to reduce our own liberty. So our own liberty means we have to tell that this is my own way, this is my dress, this is my hair, like this. We cannot tell it in the public places. What we have to do? We have to cut short all that liberty. Right? If you cut short all this liberty, your own personal liberty, in the society when you come, it will be good. It will become in a proper way. It will become in an order way. So we have to follow some rules for curtailing our own personal liberty. Got it? Have you got the difference between personal liberty and public liberty? Right? So when we cut short our own liberty, personal liberty, when it is come to the society, it will be happiness. Right? Okay. So when the policemen say at the Piccadilly Circus, now let us move on to the next word, underline that word, Piccadilly Circus. Right, Piccadilly Circus is the place where four roads also joining in the one place, right? So four sides, from four sides it is going to join in one place will be called as that is the place Piccadilly Circus, right? So steps into the middle of the road and puts out his hand. He is the symbol not of tyranny but of liberty. So now you can imagine a place like a Piccadilly Circus, that is four places where it is joining in the one place, right? So four roads will be there. So four sides, from this side, that side and this side, all the sides, the vehicle will be coming on, right? So imagine in the center of this place one policeman is standing, right? So what is the reason of this policeman to stand there? To control this traffic. If he is not there, that will be totally collapsed in the town. Accident may occur, right? So like this, all the things may happen. So what he is doing, he is going to make the one side persons to stop and the other side persons to go. He will be allowing, right? This is the way of the policeman to do that. Traffic, everything he will clear. So what he is doing, if this man is standing and stopping you, will you think that this man is not allowing me, he is not stopping my liberty? My wish is to go wherever I want. Why he has to stop my liberty? Have you ever thought like that? No, you cannot think like that, because if he is not there, the place in the road will get confused, right? It will collapse. So you cannot tell that this man is stopping your liberty, right? Yeah. When the policeman say at Piccadilly Circus steps into the middle of the road and puts out his hand, he is not the symbol not of tyranny. Autocracy is the meaning of tyranny, right? So you cannot tell he is controlling you, but he is giving you a liberty. Liberty means freedom he is giving you, right? You may not think so. You may being in the hurry and seeing your car pulled up by his insolence of officer, feel that your liberty has been outraged. How dare this fellow interfere with your free use of the public highway? Then, if you are a reasonable person, you will reflect that if he did not interfere with you, he would interfere with no one. And the result would be that Piccadilly Circus would be a maelstrom that you would never cross at all. Have you understood what is this? So now imagine that if he is not doing this work properly, or if he is doing this work properly and he is asking that officers to come and pull up your car. If you are going in a wrong way, if you are parking your vehicle in a wrong place, what the police will do? He will come and pull up your car and he will take it out, right? So when he is doing such a things, that is an insolence of officer, that is an insolence means the rudeness of a person who is doing. The officers will not be very kind to you, right? Why did you stop here? Please take it like that. They won't say. What they will be doing? They will be doing the actions in a very rude way. They will pull up your car and they will take it out, right? So like this, when it is going on, you should not feel that your liberty is outraged, right? You will not feel that your liberty has been removed from you. You cannot feel that. Instead of that, whether you will be asking, how dare you interfere in my own personal car or personal way? How can you interfere like that? You cannot have a question to that persons. If you ask such a question to that persons, what you can say, he will not able to do the same thing to the others also. Right? If some other people is parking or if they are coming in a wrong way, how can this policeman question to him? Whether he can question to the others? If he is not questioning to you, he cannot question to the others also, right? So what will happen? You have to, they have the chance to ask such a questions. So if the police is not doing his own work, the Piccadilly Circus will become as a maelstrom. What is mean by maelstrom? Utter confusions. It all will become in a very confused way, right? So what you have to do, you have submitted to a curtailment of private. Curtailment means, already I told you, curtail means reduce down. So what you have to do, you have to reduce your own private liberty in order that you may enjoy a social order which makes your liberty a reality. So what is going to do, if you curtail your own private liberty, what you can do, you can enjoy the social, in the society you can enjoy. So always when you wanted to have the happiness in the society, your own personal liberty, what you have to do, you have to reduce or you have to curtail, which makes the liberty a reality. So that liberty you will be facing in a reality and you will be enjoying that. Right? So have you got what is there in this paragraph? He said, first one old lady, she is walking on the street and she is telling, wherever I wanted, I'll be walking like that, he said. And now in the second paragraph, he is telling about he is giving an example with the Piccadilly Circus. Policeman he is controlling means what will happen, all the things is said in the second paragraph. Right? So the remaining paragraph we will see in the next class. Clear? Okay, thank you students.